Hello, I am Robbin
And I'm Jim Mannon.
and we are
Liberty or Death Productions. What you're about to see is the first installment in a series on ghosts and haunting and paranormal phenomenon.
Yeah, the spooky stuff.
This isn't like Ghost Hunters exactly. It's well, we may go on a Ghost Hunter 2, maybe, hopefully, definitely.
During the daytime.
No, not during the daytime. That wouldn't be any fun, would it?
They wouldn't. It'd be less spooky.
That's right. And this is called spooky stuff, right? So we want it to be spooky, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
At my expense.
But she's gonna get scared. Well, see, this is one. It's not exactly like Ghost Hunters because while we may do that, well, neither are they exactly. That's what they say anyway.
Even at handling the situation. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're not professional or experienced paranormal investigators. Okay. In fact, we're going to approach this sort of as
Complete amateurs.
Also, unlike the people on that show and other shows, I am not a believer in paranormal phenomena exactly.
Not even this much.
Not even very much at all. I'm more of a skeptic.
It's kind of like a real life X-Files. Kind of a little bit.
But not really. Because we're not really.
Except no flying saucers.
We're not David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson.
No. She looks way better than me.
Yeah, he looks way better than me.
They have more money than we do too.
Yes, I do. What we want to do is explore, if you will, the paranormal phenomenon.
Yes.
So we want to talk to ghost hunters and ghost hunts and things about ghosts and
legends
and
mythological things.
People's experiences.
Astral projection.
Famous people. People you
dead
just
dogs,
meet on the street.
Ghosts from them, You name it.
Dead dogs.
Yeah, dead dogs have ghosts too, or cats,
Okay.
or frogs.
Because we thought that the best place to start with all of this would be to talk with each other about what our own ideas are about these things.
Personal experiences, which I have quite a few. And
I have none.
Yes.
So we'll get into that too, a little bit.
A little bit.
So, this whole series is not going to be just us talking to each other, but that's how we're going to start it out. So you will get to know who we are and where we're coming from. So, without further ado, Robbin and being interviewed in 2006, by the way.
Yeah, a long time ago. And I have more stories.
You're on. Wait, what was the story you were just telling me?
Tell you the other one first.
All right.
Originally, when we moved into the house, we didn't know it had a history.
Oh, okay.
So which is kind of interesting, And I went through and I saged it all and everything, because I always do that when I move anyway, just in case. And, I don't know, 6 months or so after we'd been living there, we find out, and don't give me that skeptical look either.
Oh yeah, well
Or I'm not going to tell. We had found out that a murder-suicide happened in the house. Supposedly, the father had come home, and the only person there was his daughter. Now I don't know if his wife had left him or if they were in the process of a divorce or whatever the hell. But anyway, he was kind of a little loopy. And I don't have verification of these facts. This is just hearsay from what I've heard from neighbors, so to speak. And the daughter gets a call, or calls her, aunt or her grandmother or somebody like that. She says, Dad's like really kind of whacked out right now, you know. Of course, she probably didn't use those words. I am using those words. And the aunt called the cops, and by the time the cops got there, she was dead and he was dead. Now, the house that's across the street this way, they said, and this is the creepy part, because this is the room I sleep in, that he was standing up in that window. They saw him standing there, like, before, like, the cops got there and everything. And I don't know, and I don't really want to know, which room he supposedly killed himself in. But supposedly the daughter was down in the family room where we spend most of the time. So anyway, I haven't felt anything. Well, I take that back. Yes, I have. I'm sitting at the computer, I don't know, a month or so ago, maybe, and I've got this Depeche Mode song playing over and over and over and over and over, probably about 20 times. I got the headphones on and I'm singing the lyrics to it. And after this happened, I'm like thinking about the lyrics and I'm like going, oh shit, I probably inadvertently called somebody or something. Because I'm sitting there trying to write and there's something over there by the front door. And I'm like thinking, what the hell's going on? It's like I just felt like somebody was looking at me and something was there. And then I kept feeling it getting closer and closer and closer until it was like right there next to me. And I'm like totally freaking out. I'm not even looking over there. I'm like saying, go away, you're freaking me out, a couple of times. And I just wouldn't pay any attention to it, and it finally went away. So that was really kind of strange. That was like the first real weird thing that happened in the house. You know, I've been there for over a year. And the second thing that happened was just recently, which totally freaked the fuck out of me, because I'm in the bathroom with the door open, trying to get ready and stuff. And Joe's room is just like catty corner to the bathroom. And he always closes his door when he leaves, or when he's in there. It's always closed. Unless we're like airing out the upstairs. Well, we weren't airing out the upstairs. So I'm sitting in there, fiddling in front of the mirror, and there's this rattling and banging and stuff going on in Joe's bedroom. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because Joe's like, not, if he makes a noise, it's usually a thump because he's fallen or against a furniture or out of bed or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing in there? And I hear him down on the landing at the stairs. And I'm like, okay. So, okay, maybe there's a cat in the room. Because the dogs aren't there, because the dogs are like downstairs with him, because I went to check after I heard Joe at the landing. I'm like, and the dogs were there by him. Okay, there's a cat in the room. Because they get in the room sometimes, and then they want out, and then they do it. But it sounded, the banging was like a little bit louder than what the cat would do. But I figured, okay, it's a cat. So I go over to the door to let him out, and the door wouldn't open. It was locked. And I'm like thinking, what the fuck is going on? Because the door shouldn't be locked, and there shouldn't be banging going on the inside of that thing. And I go downstairs to make sure that all of the cats are like downstairs. And they're down there. And I go back upstairs, open the door, and it opens with no problem.
Of course.
And that's when I hightailed it downstairs and wouldn't go back upstairs unless I had the dog with me, because supposedly, you know, if you have a dog, they can sense, you know, supernatural stuff. This is 2009, post previous story, one of the stories that I told about the upstairs bathroom in the house I'm currently living in, where Joe's room with the door thingy. Joe happens to be my cousin, who's like in his 60s and who's autistic, and we're taking care of him, so he's living with us. And his room, recently, we've been having trouble with the door handle and stuff. So what I'm thinking is, well, it's possible that there might be an actual explanation for all of the weird stuff happening with Joe's door, rattling and noise going on, what I don't know for a fact. So I can't prove or disprove my own stuff that I'm actually saying, is that I don't know if his window is open or not. If his window had been open when that actually happened, then it would be a perfectly good explanation for it, because when his window is open and there's a breeze coming in, that door is going to go like that. But I can't remember if the door was actually open or not. So if it was, there we go. We have a reason. If it wasn't, then it was just creepy. Simple as that. Any questions, Jim?
No.
Okay.
Good.
So its stance is, I don't know.